At what point? At what point did you walk into that power? Arrogance and confidence is two different things. I think
Yes.
a lot of times we get that confused.
Yes, arrogance and confidence are two very different things.
And when you start walking in your power, it shows up as confidence.
Yes, it does.
At what point, and how do we get it? Okay, we'll extract that at what point. How do we get to that?
Okay, well, for me, I was fortunate enough to have a father who affirmed me from day one. Literally, when I do live speaking engagements, I tell people that I'm Edwin's daughter and he gave me a crown at my birth. Taught me the difference between a queen and a princess. Why settle for second when I was born first? Because I'm his first and only child. But having people that affirm us sometimes is important until we can affirm ourselves. So surrounding yourself with people who see the best in you when you can't necessarily see it yourself. That helps you develop confidence. But also, I'm a big proponent of affirmations. I believe that we have to speak life into ourselves every day, consistently. I have my affirmations on my mirror every morning, and I get up and I say it. And sometimes, you're heavy and you don't feel like it, and it just doesn't feel like the truth. I might be, I might have a little pimple or bloat, whatever, and you don't feel beautiful, but you got to say it until it becomes true, In addition to affirming yourself and then having other people that affirm you, I believe that sometimes you have to go the extra step and make yourself feel good, pamper yourself, because when you feel good, you emit that energy, So people see in you, yes, people see in you what you put out, So I think that it goes back to choice. Making the choice to do things that make you feel good, eating good food, exercising, doing. Yes, I did.
But it's true. That's what
because, if we don't take care of our bodies, then, if you don't make peace with it, you can't expect it to feed you, Like I'm trying to lose weight right now, and one of the things when I started
to lose it, beloved, release it.
I'm releasing it. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You're right.
When you lose stuff, typically, we'll find it.
Nuh-uh.
We're gonna let it go.
You're right. We're gonna release it. We're gonna let it go. But in the process, I've been doing a lot of reading and a lot of research about, whole foods and eating, whole foods. And just the more and more you learn, you have to take care of yourself inside out, So I do the work on my external body so that I can be the best on the outside. I do the same work on the outside that I've been doing on the inside. It took me a long time to get there now. But I was talking to this younger lady about taking care of her emotional state. And how sometimes you're telling someone else something and you're like, ooh, that was for me. And I was like, you got to take care of yourself inside out. And then I heard it and I was like, but I'm not taking care of my outside. I am not feeding my body the way that I'm feeding my heart and feeding my mind, You can't be putting junk in because junk out, So doing all of those things kind of work together to build your confidence. Taking care of yourself, surrounding yourself with people who affirm you, and affirming yourself. All of those things are very, very important. And for parents out there, I will tell you, when people see me and they're like, oh my God, you're so confident. I think that, had I not had the upbringing I had, I might look a little different. But I had my father and grandmother who both was like, you're a queen, you're beautiful, all these things when I was very, very young that helped me. By the time I could walk and talk, you could say what you want. I know who I am. I'm beautiful. I'm Latasha Weatherspoon. And saying your children's name and having them say it out of their mouth very, very young with the full body energy of who you know them to be as their parent is important. You know, because I think that children learn to see themselves first from their parents.
Yes, well said. Well said. Girl, you have dropped so many jewels. I'm like, which one do I pick up and talk about?
I'm sorry.
Pick up and talk about. Wow, but for the sister, the queen, who didn't have that, you know, coming up,
Okay.
and a lot of us haven't.
Okay.
You know, not to say that this person or that person wasn't loved or what have you,
But yeah,
there's sometimes you can only meet a parent where they're at.
That's the
they
truth.
Don't understand how to rally around and support and show love and all that. So some kids are just brought up like, ooh,
Yeah.
they just kind of find their place.
I
But
agree.
that sister, who's in that space and place, who wants to elevate to a space and place of confidence. How do you do that? You have
Well, one of the first things that when I have a workshop called The Woman in the Mirror. And we take this huge mirror and we have the woman stand in front of it.
We talking about that mirror.
Yes. When
Yeah.
you said that earlier, I was like, ooh, that's powerful.
Yeah.
You know, we take this huge mirror and have them stand in front of it. And I say, what do you see? And then just having her describe herself. And then I say, well, if you can't find the whole picture that you like of yourself, look in the mirror and find one thing that you like about yourself. One thing, whether it be your smile, whether it be your eyes, whether it be your tiny waist, whatever it is, find one thing that you like about yourself and hold on to that one thing first. Tell yourself, I have such beautiful eyes. Tell yourself, I have such beautiful eyes. Until when you're looking at those eyes, you see something else. Wow, and I have a